So today we are learning pattern blinds. We've done everything that we need to do up until this point to get here. We had just finished up T-pattern, and Mr. Chief here is about 100% good through T-pattern. I like to make sure through the T-pattern drill that we are as close to 100% with that drill as we possibly can get. There are some people and some trainers that believe, get to 70% or so and then move on. For me, I like to get it as close to its 100% as I possibly can before I move forward. Once we're done with that, in our process, we go to pattern blinds, and that's what we're going to do today, and I'm going to show you how we like to do that. So to start with, I've got a pile of bumpers sitting here at the edge of my field. I'm going to mark that pile. I'm going to go down there, I'm going to grab a bumper, I'm going to have him sit here, I'm going to throw it into that pile, we're going to walk back just a little ways, and we're going to send him. I'll show you what it looks like. Sit. Heel. Good. Heel. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good. So now we've marked the pile. He knows where he's going. We're going to send him. Here. Good. Good bird. Back. Good boy. Here. And as he's going down to the pile, and coming back, we're going to take a few steps back. Heel. Sit. Good. Give it. We're going to send him again. Good bird. Back. Attaboy. Good. And we're going to keep moving back. Good. Heel. Come on, heel. Sit. Good. Get it. Sit. So one thing I want to mention, when you're running these pattern blinds, it's very important to make sure that your dog is lined up in the right direction. And a good way of doing that is you want to make sure that their tail, spine, and head are all pointed in the direction of where you want them to go. And also, on another note, there are some guys that like to use white stakes or white buckets, and I don't think that's a bad thing. If that's what you want to do, that can definitely help the dog have a good sight picture on where it is that they're going. I just use a big pile of white bumpers, and if I were at a place or a field where I thought I needed to use a white bucket, where it was hard for the dog to see the bumpers at a long distance, I would use a white bucket. But for the most part, we don't use white buckets or white pole. Every now and again we will use a white pole, but in this particular drill and circumstance, here, sit, we're not going to use white poles. I just got a big pile of white bumpers out there that he can see, and the closer he gets to it, the better that he can see them. Here, heel, sit. So right now he is lined up to the right of this pile. He is not lined up in a good direction. So I'm going to get him lined up in tail, spine, and head towards this pile of bumpers. But back. Good. Here. Good bird. Good. Back. Good. Back. Good. Here. Heel. Sit. Sit. Good boy. Get it. Sit. All right. So let's talk about what just happened. I could have let him continue to go on that line, and he would have seen that pile of bumpers and would have veered off to our left and got a bumper and brought it back just fine. But that was a perfect opportunity for me to stop him on a whistle and give him a cast, his first cast ever outside of T-pattern. Give him a cast to a known place where he's gonna have a little bit of confidence to take that cast in the right direction and be successful with that cast. Now, you've seen there where he hesitated on the first cast because it was the first cast he had ever had outside of T-pattern. I'm okay with that. Just give the cast again. Good. Give it. Hey, atta boy. Hey. Good. Atta boy. Heel. Heel. Sit. Good. Good. Sit. Good bird. Back. Good. Back. All right, so here, sit. I'm gonna grab a bumper and take it with me. But he's confused and he doesn't know where to go. So we're gonna simplify and we're gonna move up. Sit. So what I'm gonna do here is now that I've moved up, I'm gonna give this cast again. And if he doesn't take it successfully, I'm gonna walk up, throw a bumper into that pile to where he can see me, walk back to this spot and give the cast again. But we're gonna try and see what he does with a cast from here. Good. All right. Good. And now we're going to move back. All right, so we have moved back to the very same spot where he gave us trouble about halfway through. And we're going to see if he'll make it all the way to the pile this time. And I'm not going to stop him on this whistle if I don't have to. Even if he veers off left or right a little bit too much, I'm going to let him carry it and figure it out on his own because I don't want to stop him too much on the whistle. Come on, boy, here. Good, sit. Good, yeah, bird. Good. Back. Perfect. Good. And we're going to keep moving back. Sit. Good. Good. Sit. Good. Here. Good. Here. Good. 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 Back. Good. Back. Back. Now we're going to walk up. Simplify. Good boy. Back. Atta boy. Good. All right, guys, so what we're doing here is, you see, I'm not applying any pressure whatsoever to any of these casts, or if he starts to slow down, I'm not saying back with a nick on the collar or anything like that. I want this first day to be a pressure-free zone. I want it to be happy. I want him to enjoy this process, and I'm teaching. And during any process that we do, the first part of everything is teaching. So I want to teach him what I'm looking for with no pressure. It's just, we want it to be as fun and as exciting for him as we can possibly make it. We want him to come out tomorrow and be excited about doing this work. Now, once he understands what it is that we're asking of him, that's when we'll start using corrections for certain things. But this is not the place for it in my program. So when I gave that left back and he didn't take it, he actually come towards me. I stopped him and moved forward and got within 15 yards of him and gave the cast again, and you see he took it beautifully. And what we're doing there is just giving him confidence. And we'll eventually, we'll run this same blind for a couple days, and by the end of this process, we'll be standing all the way back here at the end of this field, running this blind and giving these casts and not having to move up. But for the first couple of days or however long it takes, I'll continue to walk down there to him and give the cast again to give him confidence to go. And if he does not take it when I move up to him, I'm just going to simply walk down there to the pile, establish the pile, walk back, give the cast again. It's that simple. We do not want to get into any kind of fight with this dog during this process. We want it to be fun and we want it to be happy. All right, so now we've backed all the way up to the very end of our pattern blind. And we are probably 100, 125 yards from this pile. And this is as far back as we're gonna go. This is as far as my pattern blind field is. So here we go. Back. Good dog. Good dog. Here. Heel. Sit. Sit. Yep. Good. All right, so that was our first leg of our pattern blind field. And we do 3 legs on our pattern blind field. And what a leg is each blind we call a leg. And that is our first leg. So we've taught that today. He knows where that is. We're gonna come out tomorrow and we're gonna run that exact same blind again tomorrow. But tomorrow, we're gonna start from this position right here. I'm going to walk down, throw a bumper into that pile, walk all the way back to this point and send him. And I'll send him a few times on that blind tomorrow, make sure he's proficient with that. And then we will, as long as he's doing good, we will do the exact same thing, the exact same process on a different blind about, let's see, probably between 50 and 75 yards to the right of that blind, and that will be our second leg, our second blind in our pattern blind process. But guys, just remember, this is a pressure-free zone, and what I mean by pressure is I don't want to be using any type of collar pressure outside of, come here and stay, or here, heel, and sit. Just the basic obedience commands. But as far as this drill goes and running this drill, I don't want to use any e-collar pressure on casting or getting him to go or anything like that. I just want to back up and simplify if we have any issues or problems. That keeps the dog happy. That makes sure that when we come out tomorrow, he's excited about training. We're teaching at this point, and we do not teach with pressure. With that being said, I want to thank all you guys for watching. Thank you for all your support, and remember to keep it fun, keep it simple. Thanks for watching.